Geofun Helgengus. This is Imperator Vespasian, and I'm doing a hopefully short video on unboxing Age of Darkness Horus Heresy box set. I actually got this back at Christmas, but I haven't been well enough to really do anything with it, so I'm doing something with it now. And this is the box. What we got? I assume there's something on the underside, but I can't get to it right now. So let's have a look. There we go. So, this is, as you should already know, Horus Heresy stuff. I'm not doing Horus Heresy, but that's irrelevant. This is the rule book for the Heresy. I actually quite like it. It's quite nice. It's quite fun to look through. I'm not playing Horus Heresy. I don't particularly care a huge amount. I like Horus Heresy. I just don't want to play it. If you're going to play Horus Heresy, you want to do epic scale, but that's the story. So what have we got here? We have, as you can tell, I've already been in it. We have lots of bits for a tank, and we have lots of bits for a dreadnaught. Just there. This is how to put everything together, which is jolly good fun, and it looks like an absolute pain to put together, to be honest, just looking through this. What else we got? We got some pointy red things, loads of bases. We've got all the figures. Now, in this box you get a huge amount of figures. Really, you get enough to do both sides, so you could do, well, theoretically you could do 2 different chapters, one bad guy, one good guy. It's just such a good box. It's got so much stuff in it. You can just do anything you want. Let's have a look. That's Cataphracti, right. So this is the Cataphracti. These are terminators, and they look something like this when you put them together. I think you'll already seen the painting video for this. So that's your Cataphracti. You get 20 of them, I think. Possibly, yes. I think you get 20 of these guys. So you got enough to do two squads for each side. You get, they're catching out. They're normal Astartes. So all these Astartes, you get loads of Astartes. Just so many, it's silly. We've got more Astartes. And more Astartes. I'll get to that in a second. Right, so let's explosions, always very good. And you got a transfer sheet in the bottom there. No, something else? No, never mind. So let's have a quick look at this. This is one of your officers. Which one is it? Oh. I think it's the consul. Is it the consul? Is that the consul? Not entirely sure. Well, we'll do this one in first anyway. So this is your consul. I'm going to say this is the consul. I don't really care. He's going to be an officer for my Space Marine Legion, so there he is. Yeah, that's quite nice. So we've got a power axe. I'll get onto that stuff later. Right, power axe, a nice pauldron with an additional armor plate added to it for the protection. Lots of nice bits of kit and stuff you can wear. A nice little backpack, and we've got armour, chainmail, nice big cloak, all very nice. It's quite good. I'm going to need a couple of these, I think. Right, then we have a Well, this is either the console or the Praetor. I haven't got the book with me at the moment. Hang on a second. I'll check. Right, so this is the Praetor, which I've just gone over. So he's quite nice. Right, and then we've got the console. The console has the big shiny sword and looks quite good. If you're doing 30k, you already know what they are, so you know, I don't. So as far as I understand it, consoles are everybody else other than the guy in charge. Your Praetor's the guy in charge, and the console is the, well, it could be anything from a modern day chaplain to, I don't know, apothecary, whatever. Basic second in command sort of chap, command staff. These are the spare parts, or all the different bits for your Astartes. So we have a servo skull attached to that goes on the backpack. You've also got a little emblem you can do, power sword if you want to turn one of your men into an officer, all sorts of bits and bobs. A couple of spare heads with different sort of expressions. One's got a beard, little beard, and the other one's got sort of breather, which is quite nice. Plasma pistol, always handy, don't roll a one. Different types of grenades. You've got theoretically frag and crack there, I think, and a power blade, not power blade, what is it, lightning claw to attach to your armour if you want to add a lightning claw. I believe I've got one somewhere. Yes, this is my second company captain, and he has the additional lightning blade, and he uses a bolter. The character uses a bolter, so that's his primary weapon. And I've done this, so this is a normal Astartes, but I've used the officer sprue to make him into a sort of officer. And this is just the captain of the second, right, the Grey Company. Right, so we've got quite a few of them. We have a huge amount of figures, it's silly, but that's another one. I think I've already done one already, so that's fine. So I'll put them there. Then we'll have a look at the actual Astartes. So this is the Astartes sprue, which is, when I first opened this up, the way these are reminded me of the Chaos, when the new Chaos sprues came out, because you had the same layout of half body, spare leg, and it worked well with the Chaos Marines, and you got this one as well. The problem is you don't really get options to do anything, and that's modern Games Workshop for you. Even kit bashing now is actually quite hard because the figures are sort of set in stone. It's a bit like doing an Airfix kit now instead of properly putting figures together. The only differences are that you can put whatever gun you want on or whatever head you want, but that's just my own gripe. What I really love about these is the chainsaws. You got a little chain blade you can put on the end of your chain bayonet, you can put on the end of your bolter. That's brilliant because I used to own the original figures of these, and of course you had the standard bayonet and you also had the chain blade, a little chain bayonet, and I just thought they were cool, and I haven't seen them since. Games Workshop seem to have dropped them, and now they're back. This is the armoured pauldrons. The reason for the dots is they're bolts holding the armour on. It's an extra armoured sheet over the top of your armour. You can see on the side of the box there. Basically that's what it is. It would have been nice if you'd have got normal pauldrons and then the option to do one of these pauldrons. And I also don't really understand why they're in two pieces, other than to annoy you. Unless it's so you can do your own battle damage on them. But again, you've got nothing underneath it, so I'm not really sure why it's in two pieces, because they could have made it like that, unless it was too hard putting the dots on. I I don't know. Weird. So that's the Astartes, and you've got all of those, plus all the ones I've already made, because yeah, you get so many Space Marines, it's unbelievable. It's great. This box is amazing. Then we move on to the Dreadnaught. Should we do the Dreadnaught? No, we'll do the Cataphractii next. Right, these are the Cataphractii. These are your terminators, your Cataphractii plate, and they're okay. I'm not going to overly complain. This seems to be a slight, compared to the detail you get on these guys. In fact, I'll show you the difference. Here we go. I've got two guys here. That's the detail you get on these guys, which is fine. You know, you got your nice edges and everything on it, and you got nice things going on. You seem to have slightly more detail, if you look at the armour, on the Astartes than you do on the Cataphractii guys. And that's probably because the idea of the Cataphractii is they're just wearing heavy plate. This is before modern Terminator armour, so they're just wearing huge chunks of armour that's been bolted on. You can even see the rivets, which is quite a nice touch. You see, these guys don't have rivets. Modern Space Marines don't have rivets. This one, you can actually see the rivets of all the huge pieces of armour they've added, which is actually a little rivet line going up, which makes it look more realistic, and I like that. So that is a good thing about it, but it seems more like it's solid plate, nothing much else going on. And I'm not entirely sure if I approve of this stuff, which Leica? No, not Leica. I can't remember what they call it. The idea is it will catch anything trying to get into the joints. It is thick, strong leather, and it will actually turn most blades and actually help deflect bullets, so it's actually not too bad. So I get the logic of it, like that's what the loincloth thing's for, is to stop bullets or blades getting into the interior bit, which would jam your armour up. Remember, a human's like that big, so this is actually a huge hulking monster of a dude. That's an Astartes next to him, which is a little bit, you know, the Cataphractii is a little bit small, but it's fine, it's fine. And that's your Astartes, and he's got a emergency breather there. He has the Vox unit on his face, which also has a breather built into it. Although they're not breathers that you can actually live in space with, they're not void breathers, but it gives you oxygen, and it's useful. And that's the armour plate there, and I've done it as an actual additional armour plate instead of painting it entirely blue. So that's the armour plate colour, and it's all dirty and scruffed. And the bolts haven't been painted because it's just an emergency thing they've stuck on during battle, before battle, and that's the shape there. That's a skull. Can you see that? It doesn't seem to come across in camera. Let's see if this one does. That one comes up through better, I think. See, that's a nice little skull on his shoulder with the geophon coming off in waves, and yeah, that's it. So this guy's got the same pauldron, and all the bits from these two figures, which is why I've picked these two out, have all the different parts from the kit for the standard Marines. So that's your pistol and breather, different types of grenades, all that sort of stuff. The smoke from the guns are actually plumes from the helmets, which I cut the plume off and I stuck it on the end of the barrel. Little tip there. Right, so the Cataphractii, you only get one option, which is the heavy flamer. Otherwise you're going for lightning claws, which is cool, chain fists, which is the most powerful weapon in the entire game ever, flamer, and that's your lot really. Now you can get additional boxes which have either rocket launchers in or flamers, melters, all the other sort of stuff, which you're going to have to get because you can't really do these without them. So if you want to do any other type of squad, you're going to need those boxes, which I haven't got any of them yet, which is why all these are just sort of still in a box and I'm not doing anything with them because I want to add, I want to make some Devastator squads and stuff. So here we have, that's for the tank, that's the wrong one, right, here we have, that's for the tank. Now just bear with me. This is the dreadnaught. I'm can't really go into detail with it because I don't know what all the bits are, but that's your dreadnaught there, all the different parts for him. The dreadnaught I am going to give that guy there, the heavy, the pow autocannon, yeah. We also got the option for heavy bolter, melter and las cannon. Best loadout for a dreadnaught, autocannon, mainly because it's kind of dual purpose. You can take on armor with the autocannon and you can take on infantry with an autocannon. Melter is really anti-vehicle. Heavy bolter is anti-infantry. Your last cannon is just entirely anti-tank. So really, to have a balance, if you're going to stick the actual model together and not use blue tack or whatever, I'm going to go autocannon. But if you can just stick it on with blue tack, then keep all of them and you can just put it together however you like. I use blue tack. I don't use. I haven't figured out a way of getting magnets onto something this small. I worked it out with the Land Raiders. I worked that out, but I never worked out how to fit it onto the other ones, the dreadnoughts. But this is a different type of dreadnought. This is the old version of dreadnought, the first version. This is the bit sprue for the tank. It's excellent. It's got every single bit you could possibly imagine, and there's all sorts of stuff you can do with this. Quite a bit of customization for the vehicles. That's the best thing about the vehicles. They're really customizable. That's your heavy weapon sprue with your quad blast cannon. The hull, straightforward. I'm not even going to bother really covering it. There's no point. But you get all those bits to put together, and that's really it. That's everything you get. It's an excellent box. It's got everything in it. It will probably put you back a bit. I didn't pay for it. I got it as a Christmas present. So, but it does give me all the figures I need to make what I'm making, which is a Space Marine chapter, which is the Void Revenants who are there. And if I can use my gaming table, the little one seems to think the gaming table is for his train set. But if I can actually get the other boxes, the weapon boxes, I think then I can do a bit more with this. But at the moment, I've just put a few figures together and just painted them for fun. I haven't got around to doing anything else with it because I haven't had time, and no one's been well enough since Christmas, since before Christmas actually. So that's the book once more with all the putting together bits in. Again, the thing I mentioned before, all these different bits, you kind of stuck with that one design, which is the modern Games Workshop way of doing stuff, which is not the best. Don't really like. I wish you had options to do things like the old figures. These, you sort of look, is that pose, you don't get a choice, or is that pose and you don't get a choice. So it's the same pose, different weapons. That's the only option you get, which wasn't. You can have a lot more fun in the old days, and kit bashing is not as easy as I said. But that's just my own gripe, just whining as usual. So I have so many of these. I have a drawer full of these. and they're all different colours. I've got the green ones and I've got the white ones from the Fantasy Battle set. I've got the gold ones and I've got the sort of pink ones. I think they're pink. So over the years I have every single one of these GWs ever made. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Last thing. What's this? They're the Heresy books. Right, if you want any Heresy books, I guess Solar War. Yeah, Solar War is one of the best books. Flight of the Eisenstein is the best book. And if you want anything else, just go for Devastation of Baal, which has nothing to do with the Heresy, it's just a really good book. These are your cheat sheets. These are your quick reference books, which is excellent, which I will laminate if we decide to use Heresy rules. At the moment we're using 5th edition for everything, because I hate 10th. It's just for competition games, it's not fun, it's boring. So we're using 5th edition at the moment, and most of this stuff's basically 5th edition, just with slightly differences. But if I was going to use it, as I said, I'd laminate them. Yeah, actually it's literally the same. It's the same. Although, a thing I did notice, which I actually really enjoyed about the rules, which is promised, this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to go away and leave you and you can wander off. God knows where it is, it's somewhere in there. Right, basically there's the options for damaging vehicles and stuff, which I actually found, like your damage table, building damage table, which I don't seem to remember that being in 10th. I don't remember reading it in 10th, I can't actually remember now. I know one of the recent ones, either 8th or 9th or 10th, didn't have any of that stuff in, and so it was either alive or dead. And this gives you a little bit more option to have damaged stuff lying around. I think back on 7th they had pretty much the simplest version of that, which was your immobilised or not stuff. But anyway, that's it. I'm stop blathering now, I've finished. That's the box, that's everything you get. It's huge, you get loads and loads and loads of figures, and I would completely recommend it because you can easily make two, here we go, you can easily make 2 Space Marine, that's what you get, everything in there, so you can easily make 2 forces. You could have a couple of these different chapters as well to, maybe a Thousand Sun there and a Iron Warrior over there. So yeah, let's do anything you like, it's great, and I would completely recommend this box. And that's it, that's all I've got to say. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Imperator Vespasian. Leave a comment in the comment section and be as rude as you like, I don't care. And goodbye.